Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Kent. We are a spiritual community that seeks to be diverse and inclusive as we inspire love, work for justice, and grow together in community. I'm Reverend Stephen, the minister of this congregation. I'd like to extend a special welcome to our visitors this morning. Thank you for worshiping with us. If you're joining us on Zoom and you'd like to know more about the church and be in contact with us, we'll provide a contact link in the chat box toward the end of the service. For our visitors here in person this morning, if you'd like to be in touch with us, you'll find a green visitor card in the rack in front of you. You're welcome to fill it out, give it to an usher, or drop it in the offering basket. We've had moments of joy as well as moments of sorrow and struggle this past week. If there's something on your heart to share this morning, please fill out a yellow card, which you'll also find in front of you, and give it to the usher during our opening song. If you're on Zoom, you will be welcome to share your joy or sorrow using the chat box. I want to thank our team leading worship this morning, our worship associate Elaine, religious education director Colleen, our music director Emily, our accompanist Vanessa, Christy and Brad, our guest musician Ben. Oh, there you are, Ben. Thank you, Ben. The UUCK Peace Chorus, our ushers and greeters. Oh, okay. Let's wave to our folks joining us on Zoom. Right. Now I invite us to take a moment to breathe, to be centered, to enter into this time of community, and to invite the Spirit to be here among us as we open our hearts to life and the gifts that this day brings. John Lennon said that life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Well, I have certainly experienced that recently. This morning I'm going to share some of my journey with cancer, but I'm also going to invite you to sit with the truth that along with beauty and joy and goodness, life brings hard stuff: illness, suffering, loss, heartache. Sometimes it's a catastrophe that extends far beyond our own lives and affects many others. We may find ourselves asking why, grasping for understanding or some way to make sense of what has happened. Is there a lesson to be learned? Is there a reason? Is there an order to the universe and our world? Or is it all chaos and random things just happen? More importantly, how do we cope? Where can we find the strength and hope to get through whatever may be happening? This morning, we'll be theologians and explore these questions together. Come, let us worship.
As Unitarian Universalists, we light a flame within a chalice to unite us in worship. It reminds us of our ongoing search for the light of truth within and among us. The chalice is also a light to guide us on our shared journey and a reminder that we are all interconnected in the great web of existence of which we are all a beloved part. As Simon lights our shared chalice, I invite our friends on Zoom to light their home chalices. Please join in the words of our congregational covenant. We affirm that each life has brilliance, and when joined with others in joyful community, has the power to transform. We pledge ourselves and our resources to this journey. This covenant inspires and challenges us to dwell together in right relationship. We promise to extend hospitality, nurture community for all ages, encourage spiritual growth, honor diversity, and practice kindness.
Our story this morning is about love. It is called I Am Love by Susan Verde. When I see someone going through a storm of hurt and unfairness, of anger and sadness, when the sun disappears and the skies grow dark, and I see there is fear, I ask myself, what can I do to help let the light back in? And so I put my hands on my heart and listen. Will you put your hands on your heart and listen? That is where I find the answer. I have compassion. I act with tenderness. I am love. I can listen and not say a word. I can be there. Love is being present. I can hug and hold and say, everything will be all right. Love is comfort. I can speak softly and choose my words and actions carefully. Love is gentle. I can give thanks for all I have and am able to share. Love is gratitude. I can keep my mind and body safe and healthy. Love is taking care of me. I can express what's important to me. Love is creative. I can know that no one is perfect. Love is understanding. I can do my best to make things better when something is wrong. Love is effort. I can celebrate those who I've loved before. Love is remembering. I can find goodness in a kind word and a helping hand and a shared smile. Love is tiny gestures. I can breathe in the air that the whole world shares and know all creatures are made from the very same stardust. Love is connection. When the clouds roll in for others and for me, I know there is something that I can do. I can let my heart lead the way. I am love. You are love. You are love. You are love. We are love. And with love, we will weather the storm and light up the sky together.
Our first reading is from a familiar voice, our UU Poet Laureate, Mary Oliver, who takes us on a slightly different journey this morning with a black bear in the orchard. It was a long winter, but the bees were mostly awake in their perfect house, the workers whirling their wings to make heat. Then the bear woke, too hungry not to remember where the orchard was and the hives. He was not a picklock. He was a sledge that leaned into their front wall and came out the other side. What could the bees do? Their stings were as nothing. They had planned everything sufficiently except for this catastrophe. They slumped under the bear's breath. They vanished into the curl of tongue. Some had just enough time to think of how it might have been, the cold easing, the smell of leaves and flowers floating in, then the scouts going out, then their coming back and their dancing. Nothing different but what happens in our own village. What a pity for the tiny souls who are so hopeful and work so diligently until time brings, as it does, the slap and the claw. Someday, of course, the bear himself will become a bee, a honeybee in the general mixing. Nature, under her long green hair, has such unbendable rules. And to be is not a powerful thing, even when there are many, as people in a town or a village. And what, moreover, is catastrophe? Is it a sharp sword of God, or just some other wild body living its life? Not caring a whit, Black Bear blinks his horrible, beautiful eyes, slicks his teeth with his fat and happy tongue, and saunters on.
The black bear came. It was quite a shock in early December after a routine colonoscopy to be told that I have colon cancer. I was diagnosed with anemia in August, an indication that there was internal bleeding in my digestive system and something was wrong. Of course, I did the armchair doctor thing on Google to see what could be causing it. Cancer was at the bottom of the list and I didn't even consider it. Now, after lots of doctor visits and tests, I joke that I feel like a voodoo doll, stick. I'll go on sick leave tomorrow and have surgery this week. In response to my news, Brad said, "Stephen, when this is all done, you'll have a semicolon." Brad, to which I respond, "Yep, and it's going to take guts to get through this." Sometimes the best thing and maybe the only thing you can do is laugh. It was not what I had planned for this year, and everything feels uncertain. I suspect most, if not all of you sitting here has had an unexpected crisis in your life, something that turned your life upside down when the black bear strikes. Think about it for a moment. How did you react? Did you ask why? Or, why me? Have you ever wondered if there's a reason for all the suffering, including our own in this world? The serious illnesses, the loss of loved ones, being laid off from a job, the end of a significant relationship, natural disasters, war, the pandemic, mass shootings and other violence, racism, injustice, poverty, divisiveness, and so many other ills plaguing our world. If there's a God, why does God allow these bad things to happen? In theology, there's a fancy word for these questions: theodicy, questions about suffering and about God's nature and power. An all too common response is that this is part of God's plan. I was told by one of my conservative friends when I announced my diagnosis that this was God's plan for me. I can tell you right now, my response was neither ministerial or filtered. It had to do with bull byproducts. I don't believe it's some part of a divine plan. I also don't believe there's a devil causing us problems to test us and make us stronger. But what is it? Mary Oliver asked in the reading, and what, moreover, is catastrophe? Is it a sharp sword of God, or just some other wild body loving its life? I haven't spent much time wondering why the cancer has occurred. What made those cells go rogue? Chemicals, genetics, stress, too much red meat or processed food, or just a wild body loving its life even though it could destroy mine? I don't know why, and there's probably no answer. It's a mystery. It just happens. Life brings the slap and the claw. And us, we're left to grieve, or to rage, or to sit in the uncertainty, wondering how to cope with it and what to do. We don't know. But there's one thing we do know: life is never the same.
I am worn, I am tired, in my quiet sorrow. Hopelessness will not let me be. Help me. I won't speak of this ache. Inside, light eludes me. In the silence of my heart, I'm praying. I keep on day by day, trusting light will guide me. Will you be with me through this time? Help me. You're my hope when I fear, holding on, believing. Deep inside, I pray I'm strong. Blessed be.
There is a wisdom in telling our stories. And when Reverend Stephen asked me to prepare something for today, he prefaced it by saying, I know you've had a lot of loss in your life. And I said, well, yes, I have. And what is there to learn from that? And here's my story. I've worked in healthcare since my very first job in a nursing home kitchen when I was 16 years old. I've worked through healthcare all through college and into the present. My entire work life has been in healthcare. While I am not a direct care provider like a physician or a nurse, I am an allied health professional providing the essential function of nutrition and hydration, without which we cannot live or heal. Working directly with my customers, whether they are patients, clients, or residents, we forge relationships and form connections, some of them brief and others long-term. Across the past 16 years, I've been the dietitian at the Hattie Larlam Center for Children with Disabilities in Shalersville Township. I've had the privilege of forging those long-term relationships with residents who live with severe to profound intellectual and developmental disabilities, what was once called mental retardation. My 120 kiddos, as I call them, my people, range in age from 4 to the late 40s. They are extremely medically fragile and have extensive respiratory, musculoskeletal, gastrointestinal, and neurologic disorders. They are, as a whole, non-ambulatory, non-verbal, and unable to perform their own self-care. It takes a village of the Hattie Larlam Center to support and care for them. And per our mission statement from Hattie Larlam herself, assist them in attaining their highest level of comfort, joy, and achievement. Medically fragile children, teens, and adults face multiple challenges, and despite superlative care, bodies tire, illness prevails, and people die. It is inevitable, and the reality of life every day at Hattie's is that loss will happen. I have experienced significant loss over the past decade and a half. 123 beautiful souls have transitioned this life in my tenure thus far. That's an average of 8 per year. Some years are more challenging than others. 2009 brought us an unwelcome influenza outbreak, and 14 people died that year. 2013 was far more merciful, with only 3 losses. You might find a work environment such as this perhaps morbid or depressing. I do not. I have made my peace with death and losses, whether they are a blessed expectation or an unexpected occurrence. I remember each person as a life, not as a loss. I remember them not for what I did clinically for them and their nutritional status, but for how they touched and have enriched my life. Each beloved has taught me that it's those small connections that matter. The shy side-eye smile, or the big wide one showing beautiful teeth, the eye contact, the vocalization, the recognition of a voice, the moments of simply being together in relationship. You might wonder how I continue and move forward every day, every year, knowing there will be more loss. I find my strength my peace, my calling, and my comfort in that space between life and loss called love. I need a brief moment to recover. Our second reading from one of my very favorite Unitarian Universalist authors and ministers, the Reverend Victoria Safford. This is an excerpt from Love's Condition. Whose are you? Who carries you in their heart, thinks of you whether you think of them or not? Whose are you? Who are your people, the ones who make a force field you can almost touch? Whose are you? Who is within your circle of concern? Whose are you? To whom are you responsible, accountable? Whose care is yours to provide? Whose are you? When you walk out of your room, out of your house, into the sunlight of day, to whom in this wide world do you belong? Where is your allegiance? By whom are you called? Whose are you? At the end of the day, through the longest night in the valley of the shadow of death and despair, who holds your going out and coming in, your waking and your sleeping? Who, what holds you in the hollow of its hand? Whose are you? Whose are you?
Now that there's a treatment plan for my cancer, this is a bump in the road. I've got a lot of life left to live. I've had some rough moments of feeling sad and scared and angry and all the emotions that are normal when something like this happens. But you know, the biggest thing I felt? Annoyed. It's like, excuse me, I had other plans this spring. Which, of course, life says, well, tough. If you've been through something like this, you know the roller coaster of feelings. But I'm dealing well with this crisis thanks to the spiritual life I've cultivated through the years. Regular meditation, prayer, a daily gratitude list have all helped immensely. There's also a practice I want to share with you I found useful when a life crisis invites you to step back and really think about things and assess your resources. It's a spiritual inventory, a reminder of who holds us both literally and metaphorically. In the second reading, Reverend Safford asked, who carries you in their heart, thinks of you, whether you think of them or not? At the end of the day, through the longest night, in the valley of the shadow of death and despair, who holds your going out and your coming in, your waking and your sleeping? Who? What holds you in the hollow of its hand? Whose are you? If you do this inventory, you'll realize a deep truth. You're not alone. I'm not alone. We are not alone. We're held by love. It's within every one of us, between us, and it's greater than us. It's the love that sustains and embraces us. It's the love that will not ever let us go. Even if you're a humanist like me, questioning or doubting or denying the existence of God or anything supernatural at work in the world, I trust, and I hope you know you can trust, that this love is real. I've seen and experienced its creative power countless times. And I know it's holding me, it's holding you, it's holding all of us. And somehow, some way, everything will be okay. Do you believe this too? This love holding us also asks something of us. To join in its transforming, healing, renewing work in the world. Reverend Safford asks, who is within your circle of concern? Whose care is yours to provide? Whose are you? If you look around this room and on Zoom and beyond these walls, you have your answer. It's each other. Maybe this truth has already sustained you and helped you through a crisis. Maybe a time is coming when this will be what you need in one of life's hardest moments. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think it's one of the reasons we're growing as a community. People need to know, want to know that they're not alone, that others care and are there to share life's journey. I said recently, and I'll say it again, this is one of the many strengths this congregation has to offer. And you know what? You do it really well. I have a request of you. You've asked, so many of you have asked, thank you, how you can help me. I have a great personal care team who will see that I am well cared for while I'm recovering from surgery. The best gift you can give me, along with your prayers and wishes for healing, is to care for one another. Okay? Offer kindness and support to each other. Ask how someone is doing and really listen deeply when they tell you. Provide a ride or a meal or other help when someone asks. A visit or a phone call or a card to someone who needs it. So in my absence, will you be the congregation you know you are and care for each other? I know. Thank you. Thank you. To help you while I'm away, David Weaver and Lori Merkin McGee will lead our pastoral care work. David, Lori, come up, please. Come on, David. See, they're at it already. Well, in my absence through the years, Lori has provided emergency on-care pastoral call and has been such a wonderful, loving presence. And David has recently become part of the team and offers care, many years' experience, and loving presence as well. Lean on them, lean on each other. So, thank you. I plan to be back in early March. Mary Beth will keep you updated on my journey. And in the meantime, fill the world, fill the skies, fill the heavens with the love you have to share, the love that sustains and embraces us all. And know that I love you all. Thank you. Let's take a moment and rest in that love. We rest in that love. We sang it together, affirming the love holding us, holding all that we love, holding all. The love that sustains us, a love we can draw strength and healing and hope from. To do that, we need a spiritual life, We need regular spiritual practices that connect us with that love. So each week in this time of worship, we take time in silence together to reconnect with that love through prayer or meditation or reflection, or as we sang, simply resting. Now let's take an extended silence together to reconnect with that love that holds us. There have been sorrows, struggles, losses among us this past week. If you're on Zoom and have a sorrow, loss, or struggle to share, please use the chat box as we make space to share these challenging parts of our lives. David Smeltzer asks us to please hold my sister Anne in your thoughts and prayers as she tries a new treatment for her battle with multiple myeloma. Sending love and care and prayers for her healing. Swanee asks that we hold the children and families in Palestine caught in the war. Let's hold in our hearts everyone who is a victim of war. Pray for peace. Barb and John ask us to send healing thoughts to Diane Kloss after her shoulder surgery last week. Diane, we're holding you in prayer and sending wishes for healing, for comfort. Trudy is remembering Alden Portwood, whose celebration of life was held yesterday. And Trudy, we're holding you as you grieve. Jen and Lois ask our continued prayers for Jen's stepmother, who is facing difficult treatment for uterine cancer. We're holding you in love and her in love and care and praying for healing and peace. If there's anyone you're thinking of this morning that you'd like to name out loud, now you're welcome to do so.
Miles Great Alexander, Robert Willard Hathaway, Amber Yondo, Jelena Holmes, David White, Renee Jane Hathaway, Robert Owen, Desiree Marcos and Stella Sergo, Emily, Jackie Hanna, Robin Cooper and Sherry Lindsay Cooper, Kai Kimiko Davis, Laura and Fred, Mike Dominich, Tim, Martin A. Thomas, Jerry Kurkowski,
Holding all these people in our hearts, would you join me now in prayer with these words of the Reverend Angela Herrera? Beneath the hustle and bustle, beneath the stream of thoughts that clambers over the landscape of our interior world, beneath the habits of momentum and stirring, there is a stillness deep and peaceful, that place where creation begins. Who lives there? We know her by many names: truth, love, God, wisdom. We turn our hearts toward her face, toward the mystery, and bring our prayers of awe, of longing, of hope, of exhaustion. She holds us in our grief and anger, in our disappointment, our loneliness, and our rebirth. She sees our place in the order of things, joined together in the larger story, and she invites us again and again into living, invites us into loving, invites us into being loved. We pray this morning that all may be restored to wholeness, and blessed with peace. And we pray that all those whom we encounter receive this blessing through our being in the world. May it be so. And with the troubles and the struggles, there's also been joy. There's been wonder and awe, moments that have lifted our spirits. If you're on Zoom and have a joy to share, please use the chat box once again. And we congratulate Heidi, who has just accepted a new job working for an employee-owned company in Akron. Yay, Heidi. And Lori shares that my daughter Lauren turns 35 today. Well, happy day to her. And thank you from all of us, the love and healing. Thank you. Now, with gratitude for these and every blessing we receive in life, for the gift of our lives, for the companionship of each other on our journey, for the beauty of our world, and trusting that we are held by love, together, let us say, Amen.
Love invites us to express our gratitude for all that we have by giving as we are able. If you give financially to the life and ministry of this church, thank you. If you give of your heart, your time, and your talent, thank you.
That's okay. That is
To those
our youth.
To help others in
Inviting
our
you to be
community.
generous
Love
for this
invites us
month's
to express
offering,
our gratitude for all that we have by giving
which
as we are
is
able.
for
If you give
UNICEF.
financially to
So-
the life and ministry of this church, thank you.
Our youth chose this month's offering as part of their Justice January work, caring deeply about the ways that UNICEF supports and cares for children across the world. So, in the spirit of gratitude for our abundance and this community and everything that makes generosity possible, we'll give and receive the offering as a sign of our shared commitment to the life and work of our congregation and to the work of UNICEF. Would the ushers please receive the offering?
There is a space that exists in us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light. On rays of light, and love pours forth, love pours forth, love pours forth from the heart of the universe. There is a space that exists with us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light, on rays of light, and love pours forth, love pours forth, love pours forth from the heart of the universe. From the heart of the universe.
And now trusting in that love in the heart of the universe, knowing that we are held, it's time to go back out into the world. So let's bring our service to its close by extinguishing the chalice. Will you join me in those words? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. May we carry these in our hearts and minds until we rise together again. And I invite you to rise and join in singing our closing song, our work, which is to draw the circle wide.
Please join us. We have a special song for Reverend Stephen and for all who are in need of hope or healing at this time. So please bring to your hearts those who you have special prayers for and join in with us as you learn it.
Thank you. You are fabulous. All right. Now I'd like to invite you to join us in Hobbs Hall right after this service for coffee, conversation, and cake. We're going to honor and thank our campus rental action team for their work. So, Elaine.
Recovery mode again.
Breathe. You got this.
These are the words of John O'Donohue. May you be able to journey to that place in your soul where there is great love, warmth, feeling, and forgiveness. May this change you. May it transfigure that which is negative, distant, or cold in you. May you be brought into the real passion, kinship, and affinity of belonging. May you treasure your friends. May they bring you all the blessings, challenges, truth, and light that you need for your journey. May you never be isolated. May you always be in the gentle nest of belonging with your Anam Cara, your soul friend.
Thank you. And now, knowing we have each other for the journey, renewed in our calling to be a people of supportive care, of kindness and inclusiveness, and trusting totally in the love that holds us and will never let us go. Let's go in peace as we continue to inspire love, seek justice, and grow in community. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. And boy, do I see the light of love in you.